Thanks for joining us here at Garage Boxing. Kevin Breen,
Rob Ernster.
Rob here. We're talking about the fights. Let's get right to it. We had Berto, Cintron having big wins. Maybe not so big. You know, they fought Berto, Urango, Cintron, Angulo. We all know what happened. I mean, what do you think?
I thought Berto was going to win. It was kind of a boring fight. He really didn't show a lot. I mean, he was fighting a guy who was somewhat of a big turtle. He's a big guy. He's heavy for a junior welterweight. He stepped up to welterweight. He has good defense, decent punch, but he's really slow. He's good at keeping his head down and not getting hit. Berto was just fighting in spurts, and unless you have some sort of game plan, you're really not going to beat a guy like that, or you're certainly not going to knock him out, I should say. He won, not too impressive, but sometimes fights you win and you don't knock the guy out or hurt him, but it's a tough guy and it's a win.
Yeah, he won. I think a lot of people were expecting more. I think you know that he was a big guy, and that was actually kind of a guy who really was kind of tailor-made. If you're the HBO people and you're thinking that, hey, we want to get this guy to have an impressive performance, it's an easy target in Angulo or in Urango, but he didn't. I didn't really think he took advantage of the opportunity.
Well, he's a southpaw. He stays covered up, keeps his head down, even when he's interviewing. It seems like his head's down. Mm-hmm. So I mean, he's awkward. He keeps his gloves up, head down. There's really not a whole lot to hit.
Yeah, well, again, he won unanimous decision, and I don't know if he's really in this performance going to get a lot of recognition, and really recognition not for beating Urango, but for recognition and what the opportunity is for the future with this guy. He doesn't look like a superstar. That was a superstar performance.
Not as good as his last one.
And and you could say, well, hey, he fought a lefty then too. But hey, come on, it's like enough is enough. We'll see what happens here and how they move him. But again, I don't think anybody was really impressed with that. And
no big fights in the near future
to be expected, I guess. For the future, I don't know. Who's he going to fight? Shane Mosley doesn't want to fight him. But does Paul Williams want to fight him? I guess I don't know. Does the loser of the upcoming matches, Cotto, Clottey,
or the winner,
Marquez winner? Yeah, well, I mean, you've got a lot of options there, but he's definitely not going to be the one at the bargaining table with
he's not
the
calling
chips.
shots.
No, so hey, Cintron, you were calling Cintron. I said, hey, this is the fight where he has put himself in the past and he has lost, and those two fights really were the Margarito fights, and you see what's happening here, where a lot of these guys, Cotto and Mosley, and it's like this whole thing with the gloves has really made, I think, people's record that fought against Margarito last couple of years suspect. You've got Cintron, who really put on a great show. I thought if you had 13 rounds there, or 14, 15 rounds like the old days, you would have seen Angulo maybe catch up to him. Cintron was gassed at the end. I don't think anyone...
Well, he was tired of winning, obviously. He won the fight. The first, I would say, 6 rounds went to Cintron. Angulo came back in the middle to late rounds. But then the 12th round, the championship round, Cintron won it.
He really got on his horse. He made it happen. And
used his reach. He stayed outside.
He used the reach, and that's what I had said. If he's never been a guy known to use that reach and take the full advantage of it, and that was really it was survival.
It's a confidence booster for that guy. That's what he needed.
Yeah, he got it. I think it's going to lead to bigger and better things at bigger and better, I think, weight classes. I think he needs to, that'll be an interesting fight. Cintron, Paul Williams.
Yeah, Williams would take him.
Yeah, Williams.
I think it'd be about a 7-rounder.
Ooh, call it here right now. I would like.
So if they ever fight, you got a. What's Cintron, a B+ fighter?
Cintron, I don't know. He was your hero last week.
No, I just picked him because the other guy is not that good. He's kind of like the Chavez, but without the power and the go get him. He was losing the fight. He didn't turn it on. He did the same thing he did in round 12 as he did in round 3.
Yeah,
his corner said he was losing.
The sixth round, he knew that he lost, but the sixth round on, like I said, if you give him a couple more rounds opportunity, he's maybe 5 minutes away from knocking Cintron the fuck out.
Yeah, well.
But it didn't happen. It's 12 rounds.
Someone should tell him it's a 12 round
I'm not
fight.
taking anything away from Cintron. It is.
But
what
I see your point.
You see my point. The thing is Angulo will be back, and I don't know.
He was undefeated. He's got his blemish. I mean, you thought he would just lay it all out there to stay undefeated. That's hard to do.
He was
why lose to a guy that you can beat? That doesn't make any sense.
He was a wrecking ball that met somebody that just Cintron's not
and Cintron's not smooth. He burns so much energy just being tense. Even the announcers are saying Angulo has more flow to him.
That was the biggest thing about the fight, I think, is that the turning point in that fight is when Cintron just kicked back and relaxed there in the third round.
He's got a good trainer now, right?
And Angulo, again, the experience came into that fight. I think you see a lot of you see Angulo go on to have a good fight. He's not going to fight anybody top tier next time, but it is what it is. So
and we might see something come out of the news because remember I showed up late to the press conference. And everything was kind of hush-hush, and they thought it was odd that he showed up the day of the fight. He wasn't there a couple days before. He didn't have any press releases. He apologized for not talking more to the press before the fight. So, maybe he was sick, or maybe had some sort of medical condition. You never know.
Jesus, you can say that about so many different fights where, hey, he had a cold, hey, he stubbed his toe, hey, he had a tough training camp, suck a dick. The thing is, it is.
Well, I don't like the guy, so
Well, hey,
I'm just saying.
But it's whatever. So moving on. Hey, I don't know how much we really uncovered, but like I said, it is interesting. Good fight, especially the first one in the Cintron and Angulo fight. Now you've got coming up in succession. You have here as we begin June. And this is June.
Second today,
Tuesday, June 2nd. We've got upcoming fight series that's just beginning at the Nokia Theater in LA Live in downtown Los Angeles. And this is a big thing because it's kind of like a VIP, and they're making it all exciting. And
wonder if we'll get invites.
I hope so. $85, $100 or something like that for those seats, those VIP things, and then you've got, but nobody knows who they're fighting, so there's not really a lot of substance there. That's a Thursday, June 11th. That's this week. You've got from there, you've got some fights in Irvine, the old battle in the Ballroom. Everybody's been there, done that, but that's interesting. They probably do have some names at least and some roster at
good seats, great seats actually.
Hey,
small area, good lighting, so. There's no bad seat in the building, so definitely show up.
Yeah, battleintheballroom.com. And then you've got, of course, the big fights. You've got, well, a little bit bigger, not really. Robert Guerrero on Friday Night Fights in the ESPN. It's super featherweight champions at San Jose HP Pavilion. And that's where he's local from, Robert Guerrero. He's expected to win. He's fighting Johnny Edwards. Johnny, I don't know so much about you, so, who cares?
Good luck.
Good luck. So, obviously, the next big thing, couple weeks, 2 weeks now, Cotto Clottey. That's very interesting, from Madison Square Garden.
The Mecca.
In New York, where this guy fought Sugar Ray Robinson. And going to be a very interesting thing. Cotto is accustomed to fighting there. He's got a big, loyal fan base.
Yeah.
That's the Puerto Rican,
capital of America.
Capital of the world, capital of America, and it's their week. So you've got a big situation and a lot of excitement from Cotto, but Clottey is, it's like, hey, Clottey's not too bad himself. He's under the radar in terms of he's going into hostile territory somewhat here. He's the bigger guy. He's the bigger guy. We've talked about this before, but we're so close now. What are we thinking here?
I'm still staying with Cotto. I think he's going to outbox him. Even though Clottey's like a piece of steel and he's got a good punch, he doesn't put the pressure on like a Margarito. So I think Cotto's going to be able to box, win every round, avoid the big punch, and not get hurt, and probably win a unanimous decision.